7 o'clock in Texas. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Thank you for joining me tonight. All right, we're just going to go right there. I got to mute that, and there we go. Thank you for joining tonight. Good evening to everyone. I'm on the wrong screen. See, this is what I get for tinkering around before the live stream. All right, there it is. Good evening to everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. Yes, I've done this before. Yes, I know what I'm doing. But, well, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I have done this before. So the first part was true. Appreciate everyone being here tonight. We're going to be building more on the DMR Codeplug. I've done a live stream about building my DMR Codeplug 2 or 3 times. I keep adding to it, but it's been a few months since I've added to it. So if you haven't downloaded the Codeplug since the last time, it probably hasn't been added to much, or at least I haven't uploaded the version of it. So I'm going to drop it in the chat right now. This is where you can get the Codeplug that we're going to be working on tonight. Now, the old version is there right now. Once we update it on the live stream tonight, I will upload it later tonight, and the new version will be there. I sent an email out earlier today, and I said, hey, here it is. Here's the link. And someone replied back, and they said, Someone replied back, and they said, all it asks for is your email address to sign up, to subscribe to your email list, and I'm already subscribed. And I'm like, okay, 2 things. Number 1, this is a different email list, but it'll be combined with my main email list. So if you're on the main email list, you will not get duplicate emails, okay? But if you sign up for this new email list, you'll be sent an email, and then it'll be sent a link to download the new Codeplug. And if you've already done that, then you should already have it. It's the same link. But if you haven't done that, if you're just on the main email list, it's a different email list. But again, they get combined, so you're not going to get duplicate emails. So, yeah, Mrs. 2.0. My wife is in the chat. Thanks for being here, honey. So, Jerry Miller, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you being out there. I do want to give a shout out to all of the folks in green text in the chat that are my YouTube channel members. Thank you guys for being here as well. Red sent me. Oh, good. Okay, so I missed Charlie's stream tonight. I was busy. My wife and I just got back home about 25, 30 minutes ago, something like that. So I missed the previous streams. Frank is not here tonight. Frank is on a cruise with friends. So I don't have much more information. I don't have much. I don't have much more information about that. Much more. I say much more and it sounds weird. No, I don't have a lot of information about where Frank is going. I believe it's a Caribbean cruise. I'm not 100% sure, but the reason he's not here tonight is because he's on a cruise. I think he gets back Thursday, Friday, Saturday, next weekend, something like that. I don't remember. So he should be joining us next week. I should have a good show next week. I'm trying to line something up that I think should be fun. So you guys be sure to tune in for that as well. All right, so once again, we're going to be putting up Codeplug. We're going to be updating the Codeplug tonight. I shared the link in the chat just now. But first, I'm going to share something with you guys, and it's going to be really fun. What is that I see in my camera here? Strange. Okay. First, I'm going to share something with you guys. It's going to be really fun, and I want y'all to take note of it, and then I'm going to share a link for you to share with it. We are going to be doing a brand new technician class live stream right here on this channel, Saturday, November 12th. I'm going to opt for, I have a Zoom account. I've had a paid Zoom account for 2 or 3 years. I'm going to opt for 1 month of a Zoom webinar payment. So I'm going to buy a webinar, or the webinar attachment to Zoom, which allows 500 people to connect as attendees. and raise hands and ask questions and whatnot. So we're going to do a, so I'm going to take signups. That's going to be another email list, okay? But don't sign up yourself if you've already got your ham radio license. Sign up someone who doesn't have a license yet, because it's a brand new technician class. So check this out. I hope you enjoyed this this promo that I did. This is the first time I've shared this promo. I'm going to share it a lot in the next couple 2 to 3 weeks, but this is it. This is it. Here it goes. Do you want to get your brand new ham radio license? It's 2022 and the question pool has changed. The new question pool updated in July of this year, and on November 12th, we are going to offer a 1-day technician class. If you or someone in your family or someone you know, someone in your local club has come in and wants a live in-person training, we're going to offer a free technician class in 1 day on this channel on November 12th. Sign up at the link below, which is hr2.li/new tech class. New tech class, no spaces. Sign up with your email address to be invited to the free Zoom webinar that we will be hosting on November 12th. Space is limited, so sign up as soon as you can. So here it is, the first technician class of 2022 with the new question pool on this channel, Ham Radio 2.0, on November 12th. Sign up at the link below. Hope to see you there. And there we go. That is it. That's the promo I did for the new tech class. There's the link in the chat to sign up for the new technician class. Space is limited. Realistically, I don't really expect that we'll get 500 people in the Zoom webinar, but should some miracle happen, we actually have 500 people watching. And no, you don't have to be unlicensed to join the webinar, okay? If you want to sign up and attend the Zoom class with a friend, with a spouse, with a child, with someone in your family who's getting their first tech license and you want to join and do it also, great, do that, okay? If it gets to the point where there's 500 people in there, I might start kicking people call signs out, but I don't really, it would be awesome to get 500 people to sign up for a new technician class, would it not? Wouldn't that be cool? But the likelihood of that is not great. So I'm going to pin that link in the chat right now, hr2.li/new tech class. Send that out to your friends. Tweet that out on Twitter. Post it on your Facebook page, your Facebook profile. Send it out to your local ham radio club. It's a free class. It doesn't cost anything. It's being taught by Dan Romanchik, KB6NU, and you should know his name because he's CW Geek on Twitter, and he does the no-nonsense study guides. Okay, and he's taught a 1-day technician class several times. Sometimes he'll teach it the day, like on Thursday before Dayton. He lives in Ann Arbor, Michigan. He taught one in Michigan a week or two ago, something like that, but he's never done a live stream before. So I'm going to walk him through the live stream. It's going to be a fun time, and that's going to be cool. So yeah, so go sign up, share that link everywhere you can, please, and get some people to sign up to get their new ham radio license. Okay, there we go. Yeah, 500 new techs would overwhelm the FCC. Good, let's do it. Tell them Ham Radio 2.0 sent you, buddy. Awesome. Gonna get my 14-year-old daughter in that class. Cool, Eric. Awesome. Yeah, we look forward to having her. Okay, here we go. All right. One last thing. We're going to get started in this. This is my famous Southern Tier Warlock from New York. And a special thanks, a huge thanks to KC3PIK for sending me this. He sent me 3 of these. No, 3? Yeah, 3 of these. 3 or 4. 4 maybe. 4-pack of these and 4-pack of the Pump King, their pumpkin ale. My favorite, if you watched my vlogs from Huntsville, because they serve this stuff in Huntsville, Alabama. One of my favorite beers in the world, Southern Tier Warlock. Thank you very much for sending me those. It's good stuff. It just smells good. It just smells good. Okay, let's hop into this. We're gonna get into testing after the class. Brian, that's a good question. We will talk about how to test during the class, and I might incorporate some help from KO4AFL Steve. I haven't seen him in the chat yet tonight, He's a VE, and he works with Glarg. Don't quote me on that. He works with one of the VE teams, and he does VE testing. We might try to coordinate something like that, but we will at least tell people about hamstudy.org/sessions, where people can go sign up for in-person testing in their area or online testing, both. You can do that from that website. So more to come on that later. I haven't nailed down the details of testing yet, but we're going to try to do something. So there we go. Okay, so let me bring this up real quick. Presentation. So today we're going to be working with the Anytone. I'll go ahead and unplug it. The Anytone ATD878 UV2 Plus. This is by far my favorite radio, my favorite DMR HT and amateur radio right now. So I did a video last year. Oh, my battery's almost dead. That's fun. So I did a video last year about best DMR HTs of 2021, and I gave an honorable mention to Motorola and RFinder. But if you're talking about just a regular old dual band HT, this one is my favorite one right here. So you can find that link in the description below. Let's see. Let's move this over here. I do support Bridgecom systems. They have a good presence of... There it is. They have all of the Anytone firmware. They have all of the Anytone radios. They put together packages with HTs, handhelds, Wi-Fi hotspots, DMR hotspots, and whatnot. So bridgecomsystems.com. They're in Kansas. They have excellent customer service. You can buy this HT elsewhere. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy, I think RNL sells them. I believe that HRO sells them. Gigaparts does not sell them. There's a long story behind that. I'm not going to get into that tonight, but generally speaking, Bridgecom is where I send people if they're talking about, if they want Anytone. Because you can email Bridgecom and say, hey, I got this problem, or I don't understand how to do XYZ. If you buy a radio from them, it comes with their Bridgecom University, which is like 150-ish videos about how to do everything you can imagine you want to do on the Anytone radios. So it's a good resource here. If they're not sponsoring this video, I'm just telling you about where I got it, because I do get that question quite often. So the first thing that you always want to do with any type of code plug updates is put the radio, connect the radio to your computer, okay? And I've already done this, and I've saved it already, but I'm going to show you all what I did, okay? So I'm going to plug this in. I'm going to hit read from radio. No, I don't want to save that. I already saved that, so bump. There we go. So I read everything that's in the radio right now. I went to File, Save As, and I saved it somewhere on my hard drive, so that if I completely foobar something tonight, and I just royally screw this up, I'll go back to that code plug that I saved, because we're not going to use the save code plug. I saved it off over here. So we'll go back to that code plug, load it back in the radio, and we can start from scratch. Not start from scratch, but start from where we were before we started making changes tonight. So that is what I suggest everyone do. Save your code plug, unless you got a brand new radio. Read your radio, save your code plug somewhere, and then start manipulating it and save it under a different name once you start making changes to it. So this right here is, I've got, right, this one. Let me go over here. This is our, not that one, DMRTexas.net. This is a list of all of our repeaters in the state of Texas. You can go to this DMRTexas.net. There's the homepage right there. You can click on repeaters, and it's broken down by regions. North Texas, Upper Gulf Coast, South, Central, West, East, and Panhandle region. Okay, and Chris Cotter, KD5HIY, does a really good job of maintaining the site. I help out when I can, but he is the main muscle behind this website. So these are all the repeaters in North Texas. I have all of them through, like, I think I'm missing this Dallas machine. I think I have all of them through this Dallas for AB5U. So, and you can see those right here. I know that that's small. I wonder if I can make that any larger. Hold on. Not that. Boom. There we go. How's that? Nope. There we go. How's that? Okay, so that's a little bit bigger. So we've got everything right here, and I've got KC5 HWB 1 and 2, which is my own backyard repeater. I got a TGIF spot, open spot, and an HCP, which is a hot chili pepper from RFinder. Basically, those are my three. I've got three different hotspot channels. So I can, you don't have to use the open spot or the TGIF spot. You can use whatever hotspot you in there you want. Just as long as you program to different frequencies, it doesn't really matter. And then I'll start right here with one. Anna 1 and 2, Arlington 1 and 2. Now, a while back, I did a video about a different way to program a DMR Codeplug, which is to program two channels in your radio, one for time slot, whatever the name is, like Anna 1 and 2. Anna's a city in North Texas, just north of McKinney. So Anna 1 is Anna repeater time slot 1, and Anna 2 is Anna repeater time slot 2. And then with the Anytone radio, it's very easy to go in there and change the talk group to whatever you want to. And I'll show you guys my list of talk groups here in just a second. So I've got two channels for every repeater. I have time slot 1 and 2 are the two channels, and then I can go in there and change the talk group to whatever I want to. Keeps you from having to program 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 different channels for every repeater. It's faster. It's easier to navigate once you have everything in there and you're turning the dial and that kind of thing. So that's something there. So, all right, let me... Bridgecom is located in Missouri. If I said Kansas, I meant Kansas City. They're in Kansas City, or right outside of Kansas City. So, I would try to update hopefully classes soon online. Phil, I have classes for general and extra online. The question pool for the technician class updated last July. The general pool is still good for another year, and the extra pool is still good for another 2 years. It's large enough for me watching on my 55-inch TV. Good, good. Awesome. Let's see. Okay. Phil, I don't know, Phil. I can't help you there, buddy. I cannot help you there. So let's go over here real quick. Oop. Clear that out. All right, that's there. All right, fine. So, so we're going to start here, and I've got Anna, Arlington, Aubrey, Carrollton, Corsicana, Dallas AB5U, which is this one right here, and the new Dallas machine, or the other Dallas, not new, Dallas Brandmeister. That's not the one I want. Dallas, oh, downtown Dallas. Okay. Yeah, there's two different machines in downtown Dallas. So let's put that in there real quick. My nose is really itching tonight, guys. I stayed home. I was supposed to go to an event this afternoon. I stayed home because I got home from the Overland show late last night, about midnight. Woke up this morning, really bad allergies. It's kind of it was storming in Texas last night. My allergies this evening have been killing me. So I'm just kind of struggling with that. Now, okay, so let's go over here, and I'm going to show you guys the N0 GSG Contact Manager. This is how I like to manipulate and edit most of the code plug. Okay, so we can read it. We can do it. You can do it with the Anytone code plug, or you can do it with this, and it's a little bit easier to do stuff with this, in my opinion. This is my list of talk groups that's in that code plug link that I just sent you guys. I've got 151 talk groups in here, and they're arranged by DMR ID number, or for the most part they are. And then I've got channels in this tab, and there's a lot of analog stuff down here, and then I've got zones here. So we're talking about the North Texas zone right here. This is the North Texas right here. I've got an analog zone. I've got a Gulf Coast of Texas zone. It's Galveston area. And let me fix that real quick. There we go. And then I've got, and then that's my three zone. My three zones are North Texas, analog, and Gulf Coast. Eventually, I want to have everything in there. So we're going to finish out North Texas first, and this is all the stuff I have in North Texas. I have Simplex down here at the bottom. If you guys have questions tonight, type the word question in your comment, and it'll highlight it for me over here. Again, I don't have Frank tonight. I'm by myself. So I'm trying to watch the chat for questions. Define code plug. Good word. Or good question. A code plug is a computer file. That's all it is. It's a computer file that contains memory that you use to program a radio with. So if you've ever used Chirp or I can't remember the one, the paid version. But if you've ever used a computer to program a radio and you've put all this information in the computer program, you shot it in the radio, and you went to File Save As, and you save that file on your computer, that file on your computer is a code plug. It's an old Motorola term. It's just kind of stuck with the stuff over the years. It's a DMR, it's what they use in DMR today, but it's just an old Motorola term. It just means a computer file. So, question, what app are you using Chirp? No, this is N0GSG Contact Manager. That's what the window you see right now is N0GSG Contact Manager. RT Systems, thank you very much. That's what I was trying to think of. This is the N0GSG Contact Manager. I've got the link to this, to my code plug, and to the Anytone radio that I have, all in the description of this YouTube video. So not in the chat, but in the description of the video. So just click on more info underneath the title, and you'll see links to all that stuff. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to add the Dallas repeater, which is one of the Dallas repeaters. I'm going to add 2 more Dallas repeaters. So I've got Dallas AB5U1 and Dallas AB5U2. And I'm going to add, in fact, I'm going to go, let's see, new zone, no, channels. Let's go to channels. And let's go here. And I'm just going to add the channel. Add new channel. And I'm going to call it Dallas W5EBQ. I'm going to call it W5EBQ because that's the call sign on the, nope, sorry, this one. W5EBQ. And you guys can't see that window. Hold on, I'll change that window. It did a pop-up window and y'all can't see it, so let's see. Bump. Nope. All right, let me fix that real quick. Channel editor. It's not going to let me do that. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to have to. How am I going to do that? Give me a second here. It's not letting me capture that window for some reason. There it is. Okay. So let's make that a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, that's better. Now you guys can see what I'm doing. So Dallas W5EBQ is right there. Bandwidth is set to automatically 12.5. That's for all DMR repeaters. We can't change that. Power, I usually put my power on high because it's an HT. If I'm programming for a mobile radio, I'll usually put it on lower medium, but for an HT, I usually put it on high power. And I have a quick key on the side of my radio to change power. So changing power is very easy. You don't have to dig through the menu, but that's how I do it. So this repeater is 440.6375. Tab. I'll put a 0 after it just for... Transmit offset is plus. Always, always, always. That's fine. I don't mess with most of this other stuff. And I'm going to... Actually, let's put a 1 after that. Let's see. Yeah, 1 after that's good. And then that was Metro Local 2. Color code 1. And I'm getting all this information from dmrtexas.net. TDMA, time slot 1, group list, encryption, privacy. Of course, I don't have that on there. And now it's back there. And it's going to be at the bottom of this list right here. If, let's see, I can change that. Just like that. So it's at the bottom of the list right there. And then I can, and then with this N0 GSG contact manager, it's really, really fun because I can move it up pretty easily. Let's see. I think I just drag. No, how do you do that? Let's see. Insert, delete, mass change. Nope, don't want to do that. It's been a while since I've used this. Zones. Oh, that's how you do it. Okay, you can't move it there. Then I have to add it to a zone. That's I'm forgetting that already. So now I've got Dallas. Let's see. Dallas. This is the right side is the available channels. The left side is the channels in the zone called North Texas. So I'm going to add that. Oops, no. Put it down here at the bottom. I just double-clicked on it, added it to that. And then I can use these blue arrows in the center to move it up. And I put everything in alphabetical order because I'm OCD like that. So now we've got Dallas W5EBQ1. That's time slot 1 for that repeater. And now I'm going to go back to channels. I'm going to right-click this and copy selection. And then I'm going to insert channel, I think. Add channel. Or no, insert channel. Dallas W5EBQ2. Everything's there. No, that's not right. Okay, that's not. How do you do this? Add channel. So new channel. Paste. It doesn't let you paste the channel under the same name. And now I've got W5EBQ. Okay, so it didn't overwrite that channel. So I can delete that one that's called new channel. So I can just right-click, paste, and it adds a channel down to the bottom. Fine. Okay. Now I go back in here and change this, and everything's the same, except I'm going to set it to time slot 2. And I'm going to set it to Texas statewide, because that's what's available on time slot 2 for Texas statewide on that repeater. And that's, where is it? There it is. Right there. Save changes, go to zone, double click the second one down there at the bottom, move it up into alphabetical order, and now we have these two brand new repeaters that I just added to the North Texas zone of my code plug. So now I can go in here, I can go to File, Save As, which you guys can't see that window pop up. I'm just going to File, Save As, and I'm going to save it under a different name. Doesn't matter what it is, just something different than what you saved your red file as earlier. So I'm just going to say, I usually save it as today's date, and then I put underscore updated after it for the new file. Now I've got two code plugs for this radio. One that I read today that's unchanged, that I know works because I've been using it for several months. And now I've got a new one that I've added channels to that I'm going to keep adding to tonight. And if I really screwed up royally, I can go back to the one that I read earlier and not lose anything. Look, I'll lose an hour's worth of time, but other than that, I won't lose anything. All right, let me scan the chat real quick and see if we've got any questions that have come in. What does CSQ mean in the tone position? Carrier squelch, maybe? I'm not sure where you're... Yeah, carrier squelch. What does it mean when it displays CSQ in the tone? Yeah, carrier squelch. That's an analog thing. But, okay. DMR contact list is now up to 223,000 worldwide. That's cool. Okay. All right, good. So let's go back over here. I'm going to go to Dallas downtown. This one right here. So this is, there's the guy who runs these repeaters. He has two. All DMR repeaters are 2 time slots. He has 2 repeaters, 2 different frequencies on the same antenna system in the same building. So effectively, he has 4 time slots. So he has time slot 1 and 2 on the first repeater and time slot 1 and 2 on the second repeater. But they're at the same location, same height and everything. So he can put different talk groups on all of them and have it kind of expand the network a little bit farther by doing that. Not everybody can do that, and that's okay. Whatever. It's totally fine. It's just that's what he does. So Dallas W5EBQ, and I'm going to put to 1. So let's turn this on real quick. There we go. Okay, so I put that, that's the name there. Nope, not that one. Oh, it's not grabbing it again. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a window. I'm going to go do a screen. Bear with me 1 second. It's not wanting to keep this window capture for whatever reason. So let's trash that. Right display. Boom. Haha, there I am. What do you know? That. Okay. And let's turn that off. Doing editing on the fly. Boom. Okay. Good. All right, now. Okay, now I can move stuff around. Perfect. Question. Please discuss differences between in programming Seabridge and Brandmeister doing the code plugs. There's no difference. There's no difference. You just have to know what talk groups are available on what time slots on the repeater. That's it. It does not, the code plug, the radio does not care what network the repeater is on. So it doesn't matter. It just, you just have to know, again, you just have to know what talk group is available on what time slot. Time slot 1, time slot 2. You just have to know what's programmed where. Generally, you can get that from the repeater owner. Sometimes you can get that from radioid.net if the repeater owner has gone in there and updated their information. I did a live stream with Bob, WTCYK from RFinder a while back, and talked about how they've got a worldwide repeater documentation project that they're doing with Radio ID, where repeater owners can go in there and say, hey, these are the talk groups that are available on my repeater. But that's all that matters. It does not matter what network the repeater is connected to. So these are all repeater connections. Can you do a DMR connection direct to another HT radio? Direct digital comms. Yes, you can. Yeah. In fact, if you look at this window here, let me go back here for a second. This window here, I've got all my channels down here. Excuse me. I've got, in this zone right here, I got them listed as simplex 1 through simplex 4. Those are simplex channels that you can do that don't require a repeater at all. So yes, you can totally do simplex with DMR. All right, let's go back to this one, and I'm going to call it I'm just going to call it downtown because that's what they call it on the website. 1. And it is 442,500. And we're going to put it as positive. Power is high, again, because it's an HT. Color code is 1. Worldwide North America. I'm going to choose North America. It doesn't really matter what you choose here, as long as you know that the talk group you're choosing is available on time slot 1. And then you can change it very easily in Anytone radio. TMA time slot 1, yeah, that's fine there. Boom. And now I'm going to copy selection, and I'm going to paste. Two. Yes, 2. Oh, it doesn't like that. Okay. Oh, I'm probably out of characters. Let's put the 2 right next to it. There we go. Okay. Dallas downtown, and change that to 1. I ran out of characters. That's why I wasn't saving that. Okay, good. Now I'm going to go in here, change this to TDMA time slot 2. This is Southern Plains and Cactus. Okay. Both of those are very, very rarely used. Southern Plains. Southern Plains. Let's see. Southern Plains. I'll just put that there. That's fine. Bump. And now I've got 2 brand new repeaters at the bottom of my channels list. This channels list tab right here. 2 brand new repeaters down here called Dallas Downtown 1 and Dallas Downtown 2. Okay. So I'm going to keep going. Back here. Back there. We did these 2. Dallas AB5U is already in there. This Dallas is a Brandmeister repeater. I'm not adding Brandmeister repeaters today. If I want to talk on Brandmeister, I'll just do it from a hotspot. So we're going to go to Denton. Denton has 2 machines. One of them is 440, which is 70 centimeter, and they have a 900 megahertz machine, which is 33 centimeter. This Anytone does not do 900 megahertz, so I'm not adding that repeater. I'm just going to do this one right here. Okay, so I will add new and do Denton 1. No, see, it comes up as FM channel. I hate that. I always forget that. Click on the DMR tab at the top left instead of FM. Make sure you're putting in a DMR channel. Denton 1. 4406625. Positive offset. So at +5. High power. I'm going to do Texas statewide for the talk group, because that's the one I like to talk on mostly. And that's available on time slot 1 on this repeater. Right there. Color code is 1. TDMA time slot is 1. Okay, good. Now I'm just going to right-click and copy that and paste it. That way it saves the color code, the time slot, which we're going to change, but it saves the frequency and all that other stuff. Paste. Denton 1 exists. Yes, I'm going to change it to Denton 2. Okay. And then I'm going to go back into it and change that to time slot 2. And on that one, we've got, I'm going to put North Texas wide. Let's see, where did that one go? I think I can type it. Yeah, there we go. I can just type in, it'll kind of give you suggestions. North Texas wide, save changes. And now I've got Denton 1 and 2 at the bottom of my channels list tab. So we added Dallas Downtown 1 and 2 and Denton 1 and 2. Back here, we're not adding 900 megahertz because this Anytone radio doesn't do 900 megahertz. So we're not going to add that repeater. Next one is Euless. Euless is a Brandmeister machine. I'm not going to add that. Again, I don't talk on Brandmeister a bunch, and if I wanted to, I'd use my hotspot. Fairview is a Seabridge. Brandmeister doesn't have access to Texas statewide, which is the main talk group that I talk on. So they can't get that talk group. Fairview is a backyard repeater, and Fairview's a little town up there by Plano, I think they're in Collin County, kind of northeast of Dallas. I've never actually been able to bring up that machine. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here just for the heck of it. But it's probably rare that I will ever use this machine because it is far away from me and a backyard machine, not up very high. And it basically covers like a little neighborhood out there. I think there's 2 or 3 guys who use it, and that's about it. 441.3375 plus high power. I'm going to put North America as this one. Color code 1. TDMA time slot 1, that's good there. Most of the other stuff you don't need. Copy. Paste. I'm going to call that Fairview 2. I'm going to change the time slot to 2. And I'm going to change the talk group to Texas statewide. Oh, my allergies are starting to come back. Ouch. So now I've got Fairview 1 and 2 as well. All right. Any questions? All right. Any questions at all about what I'm doing? Somebody does not understand something I'm doing, let me know. I'm adding all the repeaters in the North Texas area in alphabetical order. I'm adding 2 channels per repeater. One of them is I'm setting as time slot 1, and that won't change. One of them I'm setting as time slot 2, and that won't change. And then with the Anytone radio, I can go in and I can change the talk group on any of those channels I want to. So if I want to talk on one of the Dallas repeaters on time slot 1, and I know that Texas statewide's on that time slot 1 on that repeater, I'll just go into my radio, change the talk group to Texas statewide, and key up and go. That way I can program 2 channels per repeater instead of 5, 10, 15, 20, however many talk groups there are available on each repeater. I don't have to program a brand new channel for every one of them. I can just program 2, which covers both time slots, and then just change the talk groups as I go. Ouch, T-Ray. I'm not going to highlight that comment, T-Ray, but that's funny. All right. Oh, boy. The joys of AOL chat rooms. All right. Something I meant to say earlier is that I'm doing the Texas, and we got a lot of repeaters in Texas, guys. It's going to be a while before I finish this. But if someone has a list of repeaters for your state, send me the list. Maybe I'll continue building this code plug and put another state in it. Are you saying only way we can easily chat with you on DMR is if we are in Texas? No. What I'm saying is I don't, when I'm around the area, I mainly hang out on that talk group, but there's a lot of times when I'm on like road trips and I'll fire up the hotspot and get on Brandmeister and talk there. I'm actually, I've been using the R-Finder, which does direct connect to Brandmeister and TGIF now. So I was talking to a couple guys on TGIF last week. So no, but I'm around on other places. Private DMR. Yeah, you can do a private DMR call. It's been a long time since I've tried any of that, but you can do that. Okay, let's go to the next one. We're done with Fairview. Farmersville. Let's go to Add Channel. DMR Channel. 1. High power. 440.0125 plus offset. Contact name, let's put North Texas wide for that one. There we go. Color code is 1. Time slot 1. Good. Farmersville. Copy. Paste. Go back into it. Change the time slot to 2. And on that one, I'm going to put Texas statewide for the talk group. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Scroll down. Texas statewide. Save changes. Okay, now I've got Farmersville 1 and 2 in there. Go back. Fort Worth. Okay. You see how this repeater right here has access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 talk groups on time slot 1 and 3 more on time slot 2. So that's 10 talk groups. So if I did it the old way, I would program 10 channels into my code plug, 1 for each talk group. The way I'm doing it is I'll record 2 channels into my code plug, and then I just change the talk group as I need to, depending on where I want to talk. So with the Anytone radio, it's incredibly easy to do that. You can do that with some of the other ones too. The BTEC radios will do that. BTEC 6x2 and the 6x2 Pro, those are made by Anytone. The BTEC 6x2 Pro has a couple of added features that just came out, but you can do that with that one as well. The TYT radios, it's not as easy to do. Allergies, gosh. Okay. Fort Worth. One. Comes up on that stupid FM channel tab. Okay, Fort Worth 1. Power high. Frequency 440.5375. Plus color code 1. Local repeater, Tarrant Metro, Brandmeister, Texas statewide. I'm going to put Texas statewide on there. Right there. Time slot 1. Okay. Copy. Paste. Change that to 2. Change this to time slot 2. And we're going to put just what they're calling Metro, which I call Local 2. Right there. Save. Okay, now we got Fort Worth 1 and 2 at the bottom of that code plug. Thank you, Tom, for the $5 super chat. Can you put in some... Can you put some in for Northwest Louisiana? I don't have a list, but I can get the info. Yeah, if you get me the list, Vicky, I can do that. ARRO Ohio section maintains a site with pre-made code plugs for the most popular DMR radios. Lots of good resources out there. DMR Texas has downloadable code plugs also. In fact, if you go over here and go to the front, we started this a while back. I don't know how... come on, update. There we go. I don't know how lately this has been updated, but code plugs. National DMR, or no, user submitted code plugs. Let's see what he's doing there. Okay. Okay, so user submitted code plugs for that. National DMR page. Yeah, so we started this a while back. I say we. Chris really started this. You can go to the National Code Plugs database here, and these are links for every state in the USA to where they store their code plugs, assuming we've been able to get that information. So we started this National Code Plug thing to try to get one spot to put links to everybody else's website where they store their code plugs. So go to that code plug, or go to that page. If your state, if you know of a site for your state that's not there, email us through this website and we'll add it for you. Home code plugs, or no, not code plugs, repeaters. Or Texas. Where was I? Last one I put in was Fort Worth, so let's go to North Fort Worth. North Fort Worth. All right, What are the meanings of BM? BM is abbreviation for Brandmeister. Let's see. Add channel. DMR, North Fort Worth. 1. High power. 440.6 plus color code 1. I'm going to put North Texas wide on there. Time slot 1, good. Copy. Paste. North Fort Worth 2. Go back into it. Change the time slot 2. Change to, I'm going to put Texas statewide. For time slot 2. Save changes for that. Okay, so I have added, tonight, I've added all of these repeaters just now. I've added those channels. Those are the channels I've added. Now, it's important because I used to get this question all the time. I haven't seen it in a while. But I used to get this question all the time. Is like, okay, I added the channel in my code plug, but I can't see it when I turn my radio on. And usually the answer was, well, did you put it in a zone? Well, no, I didn't put it in the zone. Okay, so you have to go over here and put it in, go over here to your zones tab, and you have to add all of the channels that you just added to this zone. You can call the zone whatever you want to. I call the zone North Texas. Go ahead and delete that. I don't know why that's in there. I call the zone North Texas, but you can call it whatever you want to. So, let's see. W5EBQ. I'm going to add all of these, and it adds them down at the bottom. Actually, no, it wouldn't let me add more than one. Okay. So let's add okay, Denton 2. I'm just double clicking on them. I'm moving them over from the right-hand column to the left-hand column. I was hoping you could highlight them and do them all at once, but you can't, or it didn't like that. So now all of my channels are in my zone, but they're all in weird order. So I'm going to highlight this one, and I'm going to move it up. I've got simplex on the bottom, and other than that, everything else is in alphabetical order. Okay, so my 4 simplex channels are at the bottom of the list. Everything else is in alphabetical order. So I'm going to take Denton, and I'm going to just highlight the Denton repeater right there and use this blue arrow in N0 GSG and move it up to right after Dallas. That's in alphabetical order. This is Dallas downtown. There we go there. Now it's all in a nice, neat... Now when you turn the radio on and you go to this zone, all of your channels will be in alphabetical order by repeater name. So if you're standing in the city of Carrollton and you're like, which has a DMR repeater, and you're like, oh, I just turn it on and I keep scrolling my mouse, or scrolling my channel selector knob on the top till I get to the C's and just spell it. So you can do it however you want to. I just think this is the easiest way to do it. You can name them repeaters by, you can name them all by call signs. You can name them all by Jim's repeater, Todd's repeater, Jason's repeater. You can name it however you want to. I just think doing it by city location and in alphabetical order is the easiest way to do it. Put Fairview above Granbury. Okay. Fairview. I probably have Granbury in there because I was in Granbury a while back, and I probably added that repeater manually. Which you can do that. It's a little bit faster to do it this way. But you can add stuff manually. That's why you should always read. If you've ever manually added a DMR channel or an analog channel, that's why you should read the code plug and save it so that you've got all that stuff you might have added manually. Because if you just go back and save a code plug you made 2 months ago, but you added 4 or 5 new channels in the last 2 months and they're in your radio, well, they're not going to be in your code plug you loaded 2 months ago. So you can add manually as time goes on, one at a time. It's more tedious and takes longer to do it that way, but you can do that. But then when you go to make big changes like I'm doing tonight, you read the radio and you save the file somewhere so that you've got all that. And then you save a second file and you manipulate it, which is what we're doing right here. Let's see, Farmersville 2. That there. Does that software interface with the Anytone CLZ software? I do not know what that is. I don't know what the CLZ software is. Sorry. If you go to N0GSG Contact Manager, go to their website, it has got a long list of all the radios that it supports. Okay, North Fort Worth. And North Fort Worth is technically starts with an N, but I'm going to put those beneath the Fort Worth repeater. It's because there's 2 repeaters in Fort Worth. One is on the DMRTexas.net page. One's called Fort Worth, one's called North Fort Worth. So I'm just going to put North Fort Worth up there with the F's before Granbury. Okay, so North Fort Worth is the next one. Next one is Garland. Garland is Brandmeister, so I probably wouldn't put that one in anyway. Granbury, Grapevine, and Hazlitt. So I've got Granbury, I've got Grapevine, which is, of course, where I live, and the next one I've got is Hearst. So I'm missing Hazlitt, Hillsboro, and Howe. The Howe repeater's down. I know it's moving location. So we would go on with that if I were to go on tonight. This is where we're going to stop tonight because we're about an hour. So I'm going to save this as, and I already saved it once, but I'm going to save it again. Updated, let's see. Yeah, save that. Let's go. Okay. So it's saved as an RDT file instead of a DCS file. Let's go back here and see if this will open it. So I'm going to go open. No, I don't need to save that. I already saved that, so I don't need to do it again. Okay, let's open this. Loaded file, okay. Zone, North Texas. And this is all the repeaters I have in North Texas. It includes Fort Worth, North Fort Worth, Farmersville, Fairview, Denton. That's it. That includes everything we did tonight. Okay. That looks good. And you can go in here to these common settings, like, which are there? It's about common setting channel. Optional settings. This one right here. This menu right here has a lot of stuff in it. Power on. You can tell it what to say. Like, I had mine for, let's see. I'm going to put nope. Ham radio. I'm going to put KC5HWV. Ham radio 2 up here. Okay, so that's my power on message now. And you can go in here and you can set different things. You can set colors on the text of your channel, the text of your channel name, the text of your zone name, and text of your talk group name. You can set different colors for all those, and I've done that. But when you save the code plug, it should save all that in your file. So I'm not going to change any of that right now. I changed the power on mode, obviously. You can set a password. I don't ever do that, stuff like that. But this is one of the important things that saves in the file. So it's one of the reasons you should save the code plug. So now I'm going to plug in my radio. Oh, the battery's still not dead. What do you know? And I'm going to plug it in right there. And I'm going to go up here to set COM. And it's always going to be the bottom number. At least my experience has been it's always going to be the bottom number. If I were to unplug this right now, COM5 would go away. It would show COM1 only. So COM5. Write data to radio. We did not add any digital contacts, so I'm leaving that blank. Where other data is everything besides your contact list. I don't know why they name it that way. This is what they do. Okay, and there it goes. Boom. Write data complete. Copying data. It says, do not power off HT. So it's going to go through its thing and reboot itself and then we'll be good to go. I have the same HT, and I programmed the NOAA weather frequency at 162.55. The channel is always receiving, but I'm not getting any sound. Tried squelch and no change idea. Make sure you don't have a CTCSS receive tone turned on. That's the only thing I can think of. Make sure you programmed it as an analog channel, and that you don't have CTCSS turned on. So now, one of the new program, that's analog. Okay, so one of the new repeaters we programmed was Denton in Fairview. So there's Denton 2, Fairview 1, Fairview 2, Farmersville 1 and 2. Those are just some of the ones we programmed tonight. The camera's not catching it very well, but on this you can see that the zone name is in blue. The channel name is in like an orange color, and then the menu options are in white. And those are the parts that you can change if you want to. So, there you go. That is how you add channels easily to a code plug for Anytone. I'm going to continue with this, and I'm going to put the rest of North Texas in there, and we might do this again later. And if you guys want to send me something for another state, maybe not the whole state. If you don't have something for the whole state, if you got something for, I think somebody said western or northwestern Louisiana, if you've got something for that, you can send that over to me, and I'll go through it and we can add that. But eventually I want to have, this thing will hold 3,000 freaking channels. And the fact that I'm only programming 2 channels per repeater instead of 5 or 10 or 15, one for each talk group, expands my channel reach. So technically I could put 1,500 repeaters, time slot 1 and 2, into this radio if I wanted to. Now, I've got several analog repeaters in here. Oh, hey, look at the Tender Hot bots are back, guys. Cool. So I could put, I've got to turn on 20-minute subscription on tonight. I could put, I put in a lot of analog repeaters. I've got my Sherry node, my All-Star node in here. I've got several analog repeaters around the Galveston area, around the home area. So I've got some analog stuff in here as well. Radio works great on analog, but still, it'll hold 3,000 channels. And who wants to turn the dial through 3,000 channels? Add digital APRS repeater channel. Yes, I have that too. I have an APRS channel for 144.39. That's a receive and transmit channel, and you can go in there. In fact, I should do a video on that, about how to set up APRS. Bridgecom has an excellent video on how to set up APRS on this radio. And I bumbled my way through it. I think there were 2 or 3 sections, and I'm like, I'm not sure if this is right. I watched their video, and I'm like, yeah, I got it now. They have a really good video on their YouTube channel about how to set up APRS on this radio. But I might do that same one. Yeah, so David, yes, I will do more videos on the 6x2 Pro. I emailed with Baofeng Tech and said, hey, does your radio take the Anytone code plugs? And they said, yes, it does. So this master code plug I'm working on right now should go in the B-Tech. I have not tried that yet, but I'll be tinkering with that some and probably doing a video on that soon as well. So there we go. Any other questions, guys? I appreciate y'all hanging with me for an hour tonight. Do mark your calendars for next Friday. I think it is the 21st. Friday the 21st, we're going to have the October Ham Radio Happy Hour right here on this channel live stream. So I think Kyle is doing a trivia night that night. We've been trying to do the trivia night and the happy hour on. Well, he doesn't have it on the calendar yet. I'll have to confirm with Kyle to see if he's doing trivia that night. But we're definitely going to do the happy hour next Friday, the 21st. So put that on your calendars too. So K1DOK, thank you for being here tonight. Appreciate you. Appreciate your participation. All right, guys, we're going to shut it down. 73 to all. Thank you for being here. Check the link at the top of this chat, and I'll put it in the description below for those of you on Team Replay for the new technician class live stream taking place on this channel on November 12th. I should have said this up front, but the live stream will be 100% playable afterwards. Okay, so it's going to be the new technician class on this channel that's going to be playable for the next 4 years while that question pool is good. But if you sign up and attend the class on Saturday, November 12th, you'll be able to participate in the class, raise your hand, ask questions, get clarifications on things you want to know, and actively participate. Everything after that, you're just going to have to watch it and get your information from the recorded class. But it's available to everybody. It'll be available to everybody. It's a free class. Of course, we're not going to charge for it or anything like that. But that's, I have the most, I've got 1,100 and some odd videos on this channel that I've put up over the last 7.5 years. The number one watched video is that technician class that Chris, KD5HIY and myself, the live stream that we did in the summer of 2020, because the Hearst Club used to do in-person classes. Well, they've started doing it again now, but the in-person classes were all canceled because of COVID shutdowns. And I contacted the Hearst Club, and I'm like, let's do a live stream. Great. So in the last and that was 2 summers ago. So out of 1,100 plus videos on this channel, the most watched video is that live stream, that first day of that live stream from 2 years ago. So yeah, this is going to be a big event to do a one-day technician class on November 12th. We're going to go through the whole thing, no-nonsense study guide. Google KB6NU. Go sign up for my email list, and the links are in that email. Or if you click on that link at the top of the chat, it brings you to a page and the links to the study guide, which you can download a PDF version of the study guide for free. You can buy a version on Amazon. There's a link to that as well. But you can download a PDF version of the No Nonsense Technician Study Guide for free. Costs nothing. So you can download the guide for free. You can attend the class for free. You can watch the replay for free as many times as you want to. We just want you to go out and get your technician class, guys. So any questions, please email me, kc5hwb at gmail.com. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. KD1DOK, thank you very much for the great, very generous super chat. $49 super chat. Appreciate that. It is good to get support from you guys. So 73 to all. Thanks for joining tonight. Any other questions, comments, put them in the YouTube video on Team Replay, and we'll catch you guys later on this week.